talk about starting on the whole preserving part of the vegetables. If you've been following my blog, you already know that I'm one of those people that like to grow and store my own food for the entire year. So we're getting a lot of broccoli now. We've eaten some of it, however, we've got too much to eat. So now I'm going to be starting to put the broccoli into the freezer. So I do there are many ways. You can pickle it if you prefer. I like to blanch it and store it. So first I've washed it. I've stored it actually in cold water after I washed it in the fridge overnight. Because it's so hot, I prefer to do this when it's earlier in the morning. So I mean, it's 9:30. It's not that early anymore. But anyway, so I'm going to cut it up. I have water ready to boil. I have some kind of cauldron to put the vegetables in, to stick it into the boiling water, and I also have some ice water ready in the sink here. So all you have to do is cut it into whatever bite sizes you like, and I got some of it ready already. I actually do the stem too. You can blanch and eat the stem. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like it, then don't bother, but for me, it makes it that much more food for my family. And we do have heavy eaters, so. And when you're blanching, some people don't blanch, they just cut it and stick it in the freezer. There are two things that might happen though. If you just cut it and stick it in the freezer, you're not killing off any possible bacteria that might be on the vegetables. In addition to that, there's something, and I honestly don't know the full science behind it, but there's something in when you blanch it really quickly, it changes the molecular structure of the plant, which actually holds and seals in the vitamins. So if you're just sticking it in the freezer, you're actually compromising the vitamins within the broccoli or the plant, the vegetable. So here we go, just picking off the leaves. And there was one year actually I took all these leaves and dehydrated them and made like a powder, like a vegetable powder. Some of these broccolis look small because they're actually the side shoots of the broccoli plant. After you pull the main head off, it will continue to produce broccoli on the various side shoots. So, and it will keep producing broccoli well into the fall months. So don't just pull your broccoli up after you've got the main head off, because there's lots more broccoli to come off of that plant. So my water is almost boiling. I have my broccoli ready to go. So I cut it. We want to blanch it at a very, very high speed. So you want to make sure that your water is actually fully boiling at a very high boil before you put your broccoli in. This is going to take literally seconds. You want to kill off your blanching things so that it kills off the bacteria, and it also helps seal in the nutritional value. If you just throw it in the freezer as is, it'll still taste great, look great, but you're actually compromising the nutritional value and also not killing off any bacteria that might be on the plant. All right, so here we go. It's coming to a hard boil. When I put it in, you see that it's kind of like a nice light green. When you put it in, it'll immediately start turning like a dark green. It's literally seconds. As soon as everything is that nice, deep, dark forest green, you pull it out and throw it in the ice water. All right, here we go. Just reset this up here. Okay, put it in. I have my spoon. And already, I don't know if you can see this or not, to be honest with you, but it's already turning into a deep, deep forest green color. And I'm just going to give it like maximum 30 seconds. It doesn't need much at all, otherwise it becomes overcooked. And I like my vegetables with a little bit of crunch to it. Okay, it's done. I'm going to immediately put it into the ice water, which you won't see. So my broccoli has been blanched and iced. I throw it in the ice water until it's completely cooled down. You want to stop that the heat from penetrating more into the plant. You don't really want it to get deep, deep, deep into the core and cook it. It's blanching it, not cooking it. So as soon as it's completely cooled down, then I put it out on a clean tea towel until it's dry, because I don't want too much water on there when I throw it into the freezer. And then I'm just gonna take like a standard freezer bag, stick it in here and throw it in the freezer. And it will last, well, we still have, I think, 2 bags of frozen vegetables from last year. And typically for an entire season, like for the winter to bring us into the spring when the asparagus is starting and to kind of coast us through until you can really get into your garden. For a family of 3, I typically blanch between 30 and 40 liters of vegetables, various types of vegetables. So broccoli, beans, peas, kale, corn, all that stuff, and then throw it in the freezer. And in addition to the blanched vegetables, I also have the stuff in the cold cellar, which is like all the squashes, onions, and garlic. And in the root cellar, in the root cellar I'll have like turnip, carrots, beets, and potatoes. So, and typically that's enough for us to get our vegetables for the year. And we also do canning, but that's a whole other blog.